All right, folks, it's not quite 4 o'clock yet, so we're just going to let this ride until 4. I'm going to head on Facebook real quick, let everybody know we're here. We are live. Unfortunately, I don't need all of that text from earlier. Everybody know we are live. Right. Live, yeah. This call, they won't go away. All right. Still got a few minutes. So, let's run down briefly why we're here. I have to get a little philosophical on you. We're going to talk Thundercats today. Next to Masters of the Universe, I think Thundercats was one of my top favorite cartoons growing up as a kid. So not only are we going to talk about Thundercats, there's a big reason why we're talking about Thundercats. Now I'm going to go into that reason here in just a few minutes. Back at, I want to say, Toy Fair of this year, Funko, the makers of heavily popular Funko Pops, they announced that they were making a series of action figures called from their Savage World brand. These figures are similar to the Mortal Kombat figures that they brought out, which are very squatted. They were supposed to resemble and fall in line with the old Masters of the Universe figures from the 80s. So, and they brought out a various series of different figures. There were horror figures, which I did a review on the Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees figure, which I have seen right next to me here, so we can compare them to the figures we'll be looking at today. It's like glare off my glasses, ain't there? I don't know how to stop that. Do that. Anyway, another line of figures. Sorry. Was Conan the Barbarian, which look equally as awesome. Something that just came out last month that wasn't announced. It was a surprise announcement. I don't remember the exact title, but they fall under the Savage World brand of Funko figures, and they were DC heroes, which featured like Batman, Green Lantern, Aquaman. I don't know all of them, but they were pretty cool. And that line actually featured a playset, like a Batcave playset, which was really, really awesome. They're Amazon exclusive, so I'm really tempted to try picking these up, especially that playset, because the playset definitely resembles the old Castle Grayskull. But another line of Savage World figures were Thundercats. And these figures looked amazing. Like, these look like the Thundercat figures that we always wanted growing up as a kid. I have to say that the ones that we got from LJN were bad. Not by any means. They were cool figures. But I always wanted something that matched more along the lines of my He-Man figures, so I could, bash them together. Which I don't think I ever did, actually. I think I took quite good care of my figures. To this day, even, I still do. You know what? These are probably distracting me. If they're distracting me, I know they're distracting you, so I'm going to take them off. There we go. Let's put them aside for now. I'll put them back on if I need them. So, anyway, but I wasn't sure when these were going to be released. I was hoping these were going to be released earlier in the year. Instead, we got the horror figures first. We still haven't got the Conan figures yet, which I may actually pick those up. And what's really cool about the Conan figures, Conan O'Brien, no, the Conan the Barbarian figures is 401. Is that that's what the Masters Universe figures I think were originally supposed to be. Until Mattel was like, "Yeah, we're gonna pass because the violent, deadly, bloody, gory kids." So they were kind of smart on that, and they turned them into the Masters Universe figures wisely, thinking. Um, so that was pretty cool. But we're not here to talk about the horror figures. We're not here to talk about Conan the Barbarian. We're not even here to talk about Masters of the Universe, as weird as this is, because we're here to talk about Thunder. Thundercats! Oh! That was scary. I kind of mimicked the new toy sort of, which I loved the toy. I didn't like the voice feature that came with it, though. So we're here to talk about Thundercats. Most importantly, the unboxing of the recently released 4 Savage World Thundercat Funko figures, which I have sitting right here next to me. So let's just go ahead and start. Then we can get into talking Thundercats. Hopefully we get people in the chat and we can start actually conversating. Also, real quick, I want to state, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Give me a thumbs up. And please feel free to share this video. The show is just starting out. And yeah, I could use some assistance. So, all right. So first off, there are 4 figures that were shown, and this is wave 1. And we know this is wave 1. I'll get to it. Wait for it. So here we have Lion-O. Lion-O is just awesome. First off, I want to say all of these look amazing. Very well sculpted, very well painted. So the Lion-O here, very cool. Definitely in the line of the old vintage Masters of the Universe. You can see the squatted legs, the arms. You can see the weapons in the background here on the side. Now, you'll notice that they're using the new logo as opposed to the original. I'm not sure why that is. I don't mind because I think I'm one of the few people that actually enjoyed the 2011 remake. So this is a Lion-O figure. Now, first off, I should say I got these at GameStop. And if you're watching this right now or within this week, they have a 25% off all action figures going on right now. That's how I got these pretty dirt cheap. So yeah, I highly suggest if you're watching this within, what is today? Today is November the 7th, 2018. I highly suggest probably before Sunday. I was probably when the sale would end. Go to your local GameStop, see if they have these in. So, but yeah, then we have the name right here. It says 5.5-inch action figure. And on the back, we have all the figures in Wave 1. Lion-O, Panthro, Mumm-Ra, Slythe. You know what else we have on the back? Something we have never had on the back of any of these Savage World figures so far. Wave 2. Yes, Wave 2, and it's coming soon. And we get more of the Thundercats, Tigra, Chitara, Monkey, Jackalman. Now, I want to point something out. It worries me a little bit. You notice they all show the glare. Their weapons that they come with, except Tigra. Where's Tigra's whip? So I'm hoping he still comes with his whip. And I hope one of them actually comes with Snarf. So, Wave 3, I'm already talking about Wave 3. I think we should get a 2-pack of Wily Kit and Wily Cat. I think they should be in a 2-pack. Maybe we could fit like one over here and then one over here, right? If we get them to scale. And maybe they can come with Snarf. But this is pretty cool. I absolutely love this figure. We're going to open him up. Don't worry. We also have Panthro. Again, great capturing of the animated look here. And of course, we have awesome artwork right here. We've got Mumm-Ra, the ever living. So, and we've got, I don't know why he was one of my favorite characters, but he was one of my favorite characters. But here we have Slythe. And I want to point something out. This Slythe, I guess it's supposed to be based on the 80s line of Thundercats. You notice this is the Slythe from the 2011 cartoon. But it's not, the figure's not based on this. So, and actually, looking at this, I just now noticed Mumm-Ra is the 2011 version in the picture art. But this is the 80s version of Mumm-Ra. Now, the Thundercats themselves are fine. That's the 80s Panthro. That's 80s Lionel. That's kind of weird. That's pretty weird. I think out of all the reviews I've seen on these, I don't think anybody's pointed that out. So let's go ahead and open these suckers up. Now, I want to point out before I open these up that there have been some QC reportings. QC as in quality issues. Mainly with Lionel. His leg has been off the package. Now, mine seems to be okay. I haven't opened them yet, though. But you normally would have just had, they're on a ball joint, so you just pop them right back in. However, while picking these up yesterday, I found a Mumm-Ra whose leg was off, like Lionel's, except it wasn't off at the ball joint. The ball joint peg was off, broke off, and was in the leg, so you couldn't reattach it. Then I saw a few hours after I got these, somebody posted their Panthro where his leg popped off the ball joint. They go to pop it back on the ball joint, and the ball joint and peg broke off. So I'm hoping we have some good figures here. Now these aren't insanely expensive. These go for about, I think, $10 or $15. $15 at GameStop normally, without that 25% off sale. But still, these have been, from what I've been reading on Facebook, I was lucky to get all 4 of these. I actually had to go 2 different GameStop to get these, because these have been hard to find. People want these, and rightfully so. These are amazing looking figures. So we're going to open these up, and hopefully we don't have any quality issues with these figures. Well, my lion is ready to go. Alright. Okay. So we got. Alright. So he comes right out of there. Alright. Now I am going to have to put my glasses back on so I can properly look at this guy. I'm sorry for the glare. So. Okay. Alright. Ooh. Nice. Alright. Okay. Get his weapons out here. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Let's go ahead and go over the figure. The figure looks amazing. I can't believe the amount of paint job on this. It's clean. You can see his eyes are just done really well. The hair, there's no, it's a nice shade. There's no scuffing. All the paint looks absolutely clean on this guy. Very bright, very vibrant. So let's go ahead and go over the articulation on this guy. Head, move left to right. Arms can move up and down. Very tight, actually. There we go. And legs backwards. It's not too bad. Give me just a moment, if you will, please. In here. Okay. All right. Sorry. My better half came home. I had to greet her. Okay, so back to Lionel here. So yes, go back over the articulation. Head moves right to left. We have his arm, which can swivel all the way around. Very tight joints. Leg can move. So far, no issues with it coming off. So that's a plus. And of course the waist, like so. So not too bad. He stands really well. No problems with him standing whatsoever. I'll go ahead and give you a look here. Whoa! As he falls over. Wait a minute here. Okay. There we go. Probably because I have him. I'm attempting to have him. There we go. Does he not want to? Now he doesn't want to stand. There we go. Okay. So now I'll move him down. Oh, that ain't working. It's not working. Anyway, he stands just fine. So Lionel comes with two accessories. His first accessory is his claw shield. Now this is pretty cool because Lionel, the action figure, has always come with a claw shield. So this, let's see, I believe probably should just pop right on, much like Freddy's glove did. Very tight fit. That's what she said. Trying to figure out the best way. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so the best way to get this on is to just kind of, best angle to show you is to just kind of, there we go. His claw shield. Looks very cool on him. His next accessory, what would Lionel be without? The Sword of Omens. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at this. It's just a solid plastic, hard plastic. It looks really cool. It has the Thundercat emblem right on there. And other than that, it's just one solid color. And it looks like that's just going to fit in his right hand. Now, before I put this in, I'm going to bring Jason Voorhees over here. Because this worries me. I bring Jason over here because he has these really cool weapons. Problem is, look at this. Very, very loose in his hands. I mean, he'll hold them because but you can't get any really cool poses with him. So, I'm hoping that the sword fits in his hand the right way, correctly. tightly. So let's take a look here. Let's see. Ooh. Oh, yeah. There we go. Sword fits, wow, really well in his hand, actually. Really well. So, yeah. Here we go. Pretty damn cool. It looks good, too. This is an amazing figure. I'm very impressed. Funko did an amazing job with this figure. I'm very happy. Okay. Well, that's Lionel. We're going to put him off to the side. Let's go ahead and open up our other Thundercat, Panthro. Yes, accessories. So here we have our Panthro figure. Oh, these spikes are kind of spiky. All right. Again, we have tight joints at the arms and the legs and head and the waist. All right. So the articulation on this guy is exactly the same as we with Lionel. Head will move right to left. The arms, again, which are really tight, move up and down and around. And the legs, which again I'm really worried about because of the QC issues we've been having. And so far we're good. Waist articulation right to left. And he looks amazing. He looks like he came straight out of the old 80s cartoon. So this is amazing. I really like these. So far I'm really liking these more than the old LJN ones, honestly. With the action features. I'm really liking these a little better. And these feel good. I mean, I know I've mentioned the quality issues, but these feel really good. These don't feel like cheap plastic. I'm really surprised at the quality issues. I mean, the paint is good. It's clean. It's crisp. I'm really looking here. I'm not seeing any smudging. Okay, on the spike. And a couple of the spikes, I don't know if it's going to come out. Oh, yeah, it comes out. You can see there's a little bit of extra paint smear. But I mean, it's not really that bad, all things considering. It's still pretty darn clean. Looks like we might be missing a little bit of paint at the top of his boots over here in the inside. I mean, but still, this really looks like a good figure. He stands just fine. And he comes with an accessory. And I like that these accessories come behind the figure in a baggie, just like the old vintage Masters of the Universe figures. And I knew about this. I wasn't happy about it. Panthro, who is known for having nunchucks with an S, comes with a nunchuck. One nunchuck. So he's not going to be able to dual wield nunchucks. And this is a plastic chain. It's a very pliable plastic chain. So it doesn't look like we're going to get any issues like we did with the original Michelangelo figure from the Turtle line, where it would break in the middle from stress. So that's good. So I'm assuming you could probably put this in any hand, but we're going to put it in the right hand. There we go. Maybe. So these do fit really well in their hands. They're not too loose. Well, as I say that, this nunchuck is loose. His nunchuck is loose. So I wonder if it would actually work better in the other hand. Can you get it in the other hand? Maybe it was meant to go in just the other hand. Okay, well, I think it was meant to go in the other hand. Okay, so it's kind of loose in his hand. I guess you can, if you wanted to, get it to balance in there, all right? I'm just not happy with that. I'm really not. Oh. Really trying to get it in this other hand here. There we go. And it's actually a tighter fit in that hand. So maybe it was supposed to go in this hand. So, hello! Legs often break with pan throws. So I've seen left leg. I've heard this. Sorry, I'm not sure how long you've been there, but hello. I was messing with his weapon. I have heard this. I have mentioned this. Yeah. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong. Sabin Frank. I would just call it Frank. I also mentioned that the left leg, that'd be this one, often breaks. So be careful. And Mumm-Ra's crunch. Crunch? Not sure what his crunch is. Well, I'm not sure what his crunch is, but apparently his crunch breaks. I know I saw Mumm-Ra's leg at another GameStop where I got these, was also broke. So yeah, there have been some quality issues with these figures, but again, these look really amazing. And if you could find them, not that expensive to replace. But still, it's really sad, that we're getting some of these, do I dare say, Super 7 issues, even though it's not Super 7. So we're going to put Panther over here as he knocks down Lionel. And speaking of Mumm-Ra, there he is. Let's go ahead and open him up, shall we? Alright, so him up. That's one of the ones I've been looking forward to opening, because I'm a huge Mumm-Ra fan. There we go. Okay. So far his legs appear to be okay. Okay, so the arms are tight, but not as tight as they were on Lionel and Panther. So let's go ahead and go over the articulation on this guy. Torso. Oh, really? Well, that's good. That's not good. So his waist basically is breaking. That's great. All right, well, let's go ahead and go over articulation on this guy. Then we'll go over all the details. So we have head movement, right to left. Arms, as I said, go up and down. They're not loose. The waist turns, and the legs work just fine without falling off. Yay! So, all right, so let's take a look at this guy. He looks amazing. This was one of the ones I was really looking forward to. He's got a lot going on, and the sculpt on this is just fantastic. So we have the Mumm-Ra headpiece. Very vibrant, very colorful. We have different blues and reds going on. We have this great gold. Loving the eyes. And the eyes, my God, are just awesome. We have his logo right here. And look at this. Sculpted right on there. These are also sculpted, but it's not hindering the head movement whatsoever, which is a plus. Lots of golds. We have the nice little bottom dress here, which is fairly solid. I mean, it's not very pliable. Not like we saw with the horror figures. And then, of course, we got this nice cape, which is somewhat pliable. I mean, it doesn't really have to be, because it really is not going to hinder the articulation all that well, because these are the 5.5, 5-point, 6-point articulation figures. You're not going to get a lot of dramatic poses out of these. So far, yeah, I'm really loving the Mumm-Ra here. So far, Frank, I've gotten really lucky. I opened up Lion-O here, and he's really cool looking. I just got done opening up Panthro, and here is Mumm-Ra. And so far, so good. I'm batting 3 for 4 right now. I got Slythe yet to open up, and I want to show this to you. Seems I have you here. I pointed this out, and to my knowledge, I'm the only one who's pointed this out in the reviews for these. You'll notice that this has awesome artwork of the figure inside, correct? Panthro. And you'll notice it does have the 2011 logo. Now check this out. You notice these are the 80s versions of the characters. Check this out. We have the 2011 version of Mumm-Ra pictured. And it goes the same with Slythe. It's the 2011 version of Slythe. But these are the 80s versions of the figures. So that's kind of weird. And it's only the villains. It's only the villains. And spoiler alert. Wave 2! Yes. So, alright. So Mumm-Ra. Mumm-Ra comes with one accessory. And this is a really cool accessory. Now, this is an accessory that should have came with the Mumm-Ra that we got from the classics, not like the Maddie Collector classics, but the classics that actually brought out to stores. He was like mid-transformation, had all these weird bandages, but he didn't come with an accessory. He didn't come with a weapon. This is the weapon he should have came with. This figure comes with it. So let's go ahead now. So far, all the figures hold their weapons fairly tightly, unlike the horror figures that we've got by Funko. So this is just going to go in his hand. These are very hard. I'm going to say right now, the hands are very hard plastic, so it's very hard to get their weapons in their hands. Yeah, I'm having some major difficulty getting Mumm-Ra's sword in his hand. Oops, I got his blade in his hand. Ah, there we go. All right. So there we go. That really hurt. These blades are pointy. So heads up, not a children's toy. Yeah, these are, wow, these are really pointy. So yeah, definitely think twice before you get this for like your 5-year-old and 6-year-old and whatnot. I don't want to hurt themselves. And if you do, might want to take that away from them. So there is Mumm-Ra, the ever-living. It is twice as big. I'll admit that. And it actually, I believe, separates into 2 swords, if I remember correctly. But again, these are going to be based on the Masters of the Universe line. It's supposed to be kind of an homage to that, and so everything's going to be not to scale. And I'm okay with it as long as he comes with it. I'm okay with it. So, all right. So we're gonna put Mumm-Ra over here, and that's gonna leave us to Slythe. I always liked Slythe. I liked the mutants. I don't know why. I thought I really thought they were fun characters. Never liked Vulture Man though. Vulture Man, when he joined the group, I don't know. I kind of tuned. Oh my god, I just ripped the whole thing. Luckily, I'm throwing these out. Vulture Man just kind of, I don't know, didn't really do it for me. All right, slide that out. Make sure everything is good on Slythe. Nothing broken. Nothing broken. Yay! All right. Wow, this is an amazing figure. All right, well, let's take a look at the leader of the mutants, Slythe. Again, very cool figure, very solid. Yeah, I'm really liking this. His loincloth is actually a lot more pliable than the others. Well, the Mumm-Ra's anyway. So it shouldn't hinder his articulation in his legs, which you can tell move just fine. Arms, again, move just fine. And because these are supposed to be like the old vintage He-Man figures, that's all the articulation you're going to get in the legs and the arms. And the head is kind of just moves from side to side as opposed to turning because he's hunched. So, and of course, he has waist movement. And his tail is not articulated. It is a solid piece, very solid piece, actually. Very hard plastic. But that actually looks like it helps him stand. So that's kind of cool. Paint apps. Paint again looks fairly clean. I don't really have any sloppiness on it whatsoever. I love the fact he has that classic Sly look. Mine looks like you might have a little crack here. It looks like it's solid, though. It's not moving, so I don't think it's going to break. Because the figure actually still feels pretty solid. So, and Slythe comes with one weapon, and I'm glad these all come with at least one accessory. So, and that is a form of an axe. Very primitive, just on a wooden stick with a blade. And it's a fairly good size, too. So let's see if we can't get this in his hands. There we go. Maybe not. Oh boy. There we go. So I'm loving the fact that these weapons are actually tight in their hands. So, okay, has Tiger Wave 2 his whip? I'm asking I think you're asking, does Tiger have his whip? I question this. Because you'll notice on the packaging here, Jackalman has his axe. Monkian has his whipped mace. Chitara has her staff, her pole-vaulting staff. But there's no weapon shown with Tigra. So maybe they just don't have it finished yet for a picture. Maybe they forgot to put it on in the back here. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't come with a whip. Maybe he's going to come with Snarf. Because we got to get Snarf in this line. But I'm going to safely say he will probably come with his whip. And I love how these look like they've come straight out of the 80s cartoon. But yes, it hasn't been confirmed, but I'm gonna safely say they're probably gonna come with this whip. I won't expect it to be too long because all these weapons are fairly small. So, but real quick, Slythe stands really well. This is him with his axe in his hand. And I guess if you put his axe all the way down like that, It really doesn't do any difference. Doesn't, I don't know. So there we go. But it is really tight in his hand. It isn't loose like the Jason Voorhees weapons. So it's pretty cool. I like it quite a bit. Yeah. So yeah, these I picked up I don't know, a few weeks ago at GameStop, but waiting to do a review for them. And but I do know they are showing up at GameStop right now this week. GameStop actually has 25% off action figures if you're in America. I know you said you're in Germany, so but GameStop here in America has 25% off all action figures. So if you can happen to find these at GameStop, they are selling really quick. You can actually get these 25% off. So yeah, these are amazing figures. I'm really happy to add these. Now, I had planned on doing a comparison with these and my He-Man figures. However, you might have seen her walk by. I have been trying to get my girlfriend stuff moved in, and I kind of put my stuff away temporarily, and I don't know where they're at. my He-Man figures. They're somewhere upstairs in a bag. So I unfortunately do not have He-Man to compare these with. Perhaps I can do another video of that someday. But I do have the Funko Savage World horror figures, Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees, that we can compare these with. And what better person to compare Mumm-Ra with than Freddy Krueger? So as you can see, these are the same size, same build, same style. They're in that Savage World line, so I mean they're going to mesh really well together. Again, I hear a weird noise. They mesh really well together. The best part of this Thundercats line is the weapons actually are tighter in their hands than the horror ones. Can't say anything about Freddy because he has the removable glove. Lionel has his removable glove. But Jason doesn't really want to hold his weapons all that well. So I'm glad they fixed that issue with these Thundercat figures. I hope moving forward with the this new DC line that they released and available on Amazon.com exclusively, along with that awesome Batcave playset. And I'm hoping that continues with the Conan the Barbarian figures that they release, and of course, Wave 2 of Thundercats. I can't wait. They're not available for pre-order yet, but as soon as they are, I'm supposed to be getting informed by the manager so I can pre-order Wave 2 to make sure I can get them. Of course, as soon as they are released, which I'm assuming later this year, early next year, I'll of course do a live unboxing right here on the Logic. So yeah, these are final thoughts here on these figures. Great figures. I think the top figure for me in this line right here is Mumm-Ra. 3 and 4 with vehicles, yes. Specifically the Thunder Tank. The Thunder Tank would be great for that. Primal Age, thank you. Primal, yes. I haven't heard anything more of Wave 2 for horror or Wave 2 for Mortal Kombat. I'm still seeing the Mortal Kombat figures in stores on the pegs, so I don't think those sold as well. The horror ones have sold pretty well. In fact, I can't find Michael Myers, Pinhead, or Leatherface anywhere. I've been told that they've been appearing at FYE. And again, these are stores here in the States. So I don't know. Your best bet to get those are probably places like Amazon. eBay if you must. Of course, eBay, you're probably going to be paying more. But Wave 2 for Thundercats, I'm excited about. I'm already thinking ahead with Wave 3. Like, who could they possibly get for Wave 3? Of course, we have to finish off Thundercats with Wily Cat, and somebody has to come with Snarf. Villains. We're gonna have the three main mutants, except we can add Vulture Man. Not a fan of Vulture Man, as I stated, but we can add Vulture Man. We can add Safari Joe. We can add Rotaro. As far as good guys, we could get the Generation 2 Thundercats, like Linkso and Mumm-Ra, and I forget the blind one. Oh, and Jaga. Of course, we need a Jaga. So that would be kind of cool. But a place, I mean, the DC Savage Wave, like I said, we saw that wave that line got a playset. They got a Batman playset that kind of looked like Castle Grayskull. Cat's Lair would work great for this line. Hell, even Mumm-Ra's Pyramid. Mumm-Ra, we can get a mummified Mumm-Ra. That would be awesome. But yeah, playsets. This Thundercat line has the biggest potential. I'm excited. I haven't been this excited for a toy line since Mattel did their Master Universe Classics figures. Wily Kit and Wily Cat are the two Thundercat kids. I'm hoping the smart thing to do with them is to do a 2-pack, because they can't really be 5.5 inches, right? I mean, they have to still kind of look like kids. I mean, even when Mattel did an Orko, he wasn't to scale. He was smaller than the other figures. So, but the best thing to do with that is to have a Wily Kit and Wily Cat 2-pack. For sale for the same price as a regular figure, or maybe $1 or $2 more if they must. I think it should definitely be a 2-pack. They should both come with their boards, their surfboards. So, something that LJN did not do with the original line, the monsters in the Thundercat universe. Like, I would love to see the Black Widow shark, the half spider, half shark creature. That thing, when I was a kid, freaked me out to no end. Because to this day, not as much now as I was then, but I have a big fear of spiders. But so that thing really freaked me out. The fact that it was head up as a shark with spider legs, and it could just come out of the water, and yeah, that freaked me out. But that would be cool to have as a figure. The unicorn with the unicorn guardian would be cool to have. So many possibilities with this line. Honestly, I love what Funko is doing with their 5.5-inch figures. Honestly, I would love to see them take over the Masters of the Universe line from Super 7, just to see what they could do with it. Because Super 7 has been really dropping a ball on these figures. Snarf with the jungle one. Is that what you mean? Sorry. Snarf needs to be an accessory. Definitely. I think we're both in agreement there. Snarf needs to be an accessory. And I don't say I don't. He doesn't have to have articulation. A movable head would be nice. When head turns back. But even if it's just a solid, minifig that doesn't move, as long as it's got a neat little action pose, that would be cool. But he definitely needs to be an accessory with a figure, preferably one of the Thundercats that we haven't gotten yet. Just so we can get, because he did play, he was a major character of the line. A lot of people didn't like him; they found him annoying. And to a point, he was kind of annoying. So, but yeah, Snarf needs to be an accessory with one of the other Thundercats. I don't know if these were popular figures or characters in the show. I liked them, but the Pirates, Hammerhand, loved that guy. He was a freaking hand that just smashed everything. Of course, one of my favorite Master Universe figures was Fisto, who also had that freaking big right fist. So, this line could go on. It can go on for quite a few years if Funko so chooses to do so. Oh, right! There was another Snarfer. His name was Snarfer. Because when Snarf would talk, he would go, he would say something like, "I don't think you should do that, Lion. Oh, Snarf, Snarf." And Snarfer, he would be like, "Uncle Snarf, Uncle Snarf, Snarfer, Snarfer." So that's just kind of, I don't know why they talk like that. That part was annoying. Snarf, Snarf. So, um, I actually like the Snarf from the 2011 series better than the 80s versions, just for the simple fact that he didn't talk. I think that's why a lot of people didn't like the character. They didn't mind him so much being Lionel's nursemaid. It's the fact that he talked. He opened his mouth. um, and I think that was to kind of counterbalance Battle Cat and Cringer in the He-Man universe. Again, comparisons to both popular 80s cartoons. Which now with these figures, if you have your vintage He-Man figures, you can display and have battles with if you want. You can have Lino in the vintage Castle Grayskull. That's awesome. Excuse me. So, all right. So I'm going to give my final thoughts on the figures here themselves. So my favorite figure here would definitely be Mumm-Ra. He's very vibrant, very colorful. The sculpt on this guy is amazing. I mean, you could really see the details that they put in on the face. Probably not coming off really well on camera, but it's there. My least favorite, God, I don't know. Um, I, I guess if I'm having to choose one, because I'm gonna have to nitpick here, it would be Panthro, because of there's a little bit of paint mess here, overlap, and his nunchucks are a little loose in his other hand. But that's a nitpick. These figures, there's really nothing wrong with these figures. These are some of probably the best figures I've seen all year. I mean, these definitely fall under my top 5 list of figures this year. They're up there along with the horror figures and the re-release of the G1 Transformer figures. So these are pretty cool. I'm really loving these things, and I can't wait for Wave 2. They're going to be really cool. Brave Star, yes. Come on, Funko. Let's get some old Brave Star figures. Oh, that would be awesome. And Brave Star was a Filmation series, so that would be kind of cool if we can get some Brave Star figures in like this kind of a scale to go with the He-Man figures. Because again, He-Man was Filmation, Brave Star was Filmation. In fact, a lot of the voice actors from He-Man went over to Brave Star. So, which was an equally awesome cartoon series, and it just doesn't get enough attention, I think. Yeah, Brave Star. I just saw a review that's on a toy from Brave Star that I didn't even know existed, and that was Mattel brought out the town, the city that the show was based in. And I didn't even know it existed, and it looks cool, and it folds up to be like a fortress, to where the bad guys can't get in, and look, it's just awesome. And they did something that was really cool back then. For those who couldn't afford this huge play set, you were able to buy it in pieces. Like it was 3-piece play set. You were able to buy it as a whole, or you can buy it. If you wanted just the bank, you can get the bank. If you wanted just the jail cell, the Brave Star. My mind's a blank right now. Brave Star's headquarters, you can have that. If you wanted just, I don't know. I think it was, what was the other one? A saloon? I don't remember. You could just have that, and then they all connect and fold, and it was just awesome. With laser and with lasers. See, now we're getting technical. Now we're getting into the electronics and technical stuff. I think Funko would probably just want to keep it simple, unless Mattel decides to redo them and bring them out. That would be kind of cool if Mattel actually did it. Honestly, as much as people complain about Matty Collector, I miss Matty Collector. At least their quality issues with their figures got addressed. Super 7. This last wave, Wave 2, with so I just got the Filmation ones. Manny Faces, Tongue Lashor, Merman, and Sorceress. These didn't have as many quality issues as the previous figures did, so they are getting better, and I give them thumbs up and props for sending out extra Triclops heads for the bad ones that they gave out last wave. So they are getting a little better, but I think they still have a long way to go. Okay, that one you're going to have to um, explain. Mean were in this version made. Um, I'm not sure what you mean. So again, I apologize. It's probably YouTube translating it weird. So I apologize. So listen, it's quiet. My cats aren't fighting anymore. Which I know they were when I went off camera earlier. They were fighting. So hopefully, if you heard that, that's what that was. I just realized I go off camera and all of a sudden you hear, and then I come back on camera. Weird. Original hat, laser action. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Even the vest came off, the hat, and they each came with those red crystals, which were pretty cool. So, Frank, I definitely thank you very much for tuning in. We're getting into the hour mark here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. If you'll be so kind, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe so you know we're in all the videos and mostly live videos. I'll admit these are mostly all live. I do action figure reviews. We normally do a wrestling review every Sunday. However, that show has been postponed, but it is coming back really soon. So if you're a wrestling fan, make sure you turn into the Logic Wrestling Show. And of course, I do occasional social commentary. So I'm not sure what those are. I know Visionaries. I remember those guys. Those guys were cool. I like that. And I was upset that they only had 13 episodes of that cartoon series, which I have downloaded because we never got any DVD collection. So, but Frank, thank you very much for tuning in. And anybody who tunes in later on to watch this, thank you very much. Again, please hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up. Please feel free to share. This is still a baby channel and it wants to grow. It wants to sprout its wings and fly. And I really love doing this. So, thank you very much. Again, I am the logical one, John Wise, and I am out. Thunder! Thundercats! Oh!